Here we are live once again. It's the 1 o'clock hour. So glad to be with you all here. I'm Vince Russo. Joining me now is our VP of Education and Programming, Andy Longo. Before we jump into all the exciting stuff you have to talk about with the Carnia, Andy, I've got to let the folks at home know that over the lunch hour, we have surpassed the $100,000 mark. So a big round of applause to everyone across the country and across the world who has helped us get this day of giving off to yet another awesome start here in the front half of our one Delt Day of Giving 2022, officially at 156 gifts, $100,231 raised. Andy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Congratulations. The total's outstanding, and I know we have a lot more to go.
We do. Only up from here. So as we continue to talk about things that are exciting, we heard from Alex earlier. She talked about some of the educational components and some of the things we can look at from that lens of the Carnia. But the Carnia is so much more than that, as we know. Tell us, what other parts of the Carnia should people start to get excited for?
Well, Vince, I so much appreciate the question. Carnia is by far the largest event that the fraternity offers every 2 years. It's our biennial convention. And I have been so excited to lead that effort since 2012 when we were in Austin over the last several iterations of Carnia. And it's been a privilege to bring that event. And each 2 years, it seems like we create new ways to engage our audience, new ways to celebrate the fraternity. And Norfolk's going to be no different. You know, we've not since 2018. We had that pandemic thing in the middle there. So 2020 was a virtual Carnia. So we've not met face to face at a convention or Carnia since 2018. So we are ready to get back to meet face to face, to engage our undergraduates and volunteers in the spirit of the fraternity. So we're excited about what's coming to Norfolk August 3rd through 6th, 2022.
That's super exciting. I know that I'm excited to learn more and hopefully get myself out there for it as well. On that note, Alex talked earlier about changes with Division Conference and now changing demographics of who some of these conferences are for. Just to clarify for our audience at home, who is the Carnia for?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Alex. Alex is part of the educational programming team. Of course, the folks, Jacob Ellis, undergraduate education, and Kelly Fox, wellness and well-being coordinator, and they are just phenomenal. So I'm glad Alex led with that and set the stage so well for that. But Carnia is primarily for undergraduates of the fraternity, and then certainly alumni and volunteers. Carnia, each chapter is required per the bylaws of the fraternity to have at least 3 delegates registered for Carnia, 2 undergraduates, hence why I say a little more of an undergraduate emphasis, but also a very strong volunteer component. We also have a smattering, if you will, of alumni attendees who will come from the local region, and even some alumni across the country who attend. But it's for all Delts and their spouses and other guests to celebrate Delta Tau Delta.
It is a celebration, isn't it?
It is.
It's cool to see people, in some instances, I know we've seen carve their family vacations or different sort of parts of their year every other year for the Carnival.
Well, let me just add, Carnia is one of those events where we have a very strong educational component, and Alex covered that this morning. We also celebrate fraternity through our out-of-hotel events, through our other reunions and gatherings, and just the entire feeling of Carnia, but also we're there to legislate, hence the delegates. So we elect the arts chapter every 2 years. We also have very important business of the fraternity that we must review every 2 years. So there's a very strong legislative component as well.
Now, whether it be the legislative side or maybe some of the more fun out of hotel stuff, are there any specifics that you can share to get people excited about the Carnia?
Well, a couple things in particular, Vince. This hotel in Norfolk is centrally located. We are not on the outskirts of a city or looking into what we could be doing. This hotel's right there. We are within walking distance of hundreds of restaurants, evening locations, shopping. There's a mall very close. And then we're on the Inner Harbor. So we are within walking distance of the ocean, within walking distance of a naval base, within walking distance of all sorts of attractions. So our guests will not have any difficulty finding things to do in the evening or places to grab breakfast, lunch, or dinner if they're not on the schedule. In terms of the Carnia schedule, a couple of great activities and events happening. One, and Alex mentioned this individual this morning, but let me just repeat. Aaron Ralston. Aaron, you people may know, wrote a book called 127 Hours, made into a film with John Franco. Aaron is the individual who was pinned on a hiking trip out west, and he had to amputate his own arm, and he has since shared that story in book form and film form, and he will share a program aptly titled Between a Rock and a Hard Place. There's a strong leadership component and perseverance and resilience component to Aaron's talk. On Friday, we'll be doing our out of hotel event. We always get out of the hotel, whether it be a baseball game or amusement park. We'll be walking to the Nauticus Naval Museum and Maritime Museum and the battleship USS Wisconsin for an evening of touring the museum, going to the battleship, and then we'll have dinner on the aft deck of the battleship, and then we will take the Carnia photo also on the ship, hopefully in the aft of the ship under the 16-inch cannon. So we're looking forward to that. There's so much in that area. If people want to drive, there are also other destinations, Virginia Beach up to Williamsburg and Virginia. So there's a lot to do.
Excellent. I know I'm excited. I know a lot of other folks are excited. Tell us, how do we get registered? How do we get ready to attend the Carnia? Well,
delts.org. If you go there now, you will see all about today. But if you go one page over, you will see the Carnia information and our website. We are constantly updating the Carnia site with new information. I can tell folks they can look for curriculum information coming very, very soon that outlines some of the specifics that Alex talked about this morning. Registration is live. Right now is the perfect window to register, and I really implore our undergraduates, now is the time to save money. May 1st is when the early bird registration ends, so rates begin to go up over the course of the summer. So to get the best rate, whether you're an undergraduate, a guest, a volunteer, or an alumnus, now would be the time to register. And we take all forms of credit cards. So we hope you will register. We're looking forward to a great event in Norfolk and celebration, all things Delta Tau Delta.
Andy, I know I'm excited, as I said. I hope that everyone else in Delt Nation that's watched today is, and we appreciate you taking the time. What better way to end the segment? We're going to toss it over to the promo video for the 22 Carnia so you can see for yourself, Delt Nation, what you have to look forward to here from August 3rd to the 6th, right?
Very good. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Andy. And
thank you.
We'll take it away.